Hello, my name is Joseph Santos, and I'm from Management 6220, managing the global workforce with Dr. Daya Sanchez, and I'm going to discuss my graduate research project. Now, the graduate research project is to design and develop an effective global mobility program for the company of Cintas. The outline of my presentation is I'm going to discuss the global mobility program with a global assignment and global strategies. I'm going to discuss the case study, the hypothesis, thesis statement, and mission statement of Centos, the job description that's coming from Centos that's going to be transferring from Cincinnati, Ohio to Rome, Italy. I'm going to discuss the Italy relocation, the culture and traditions, and adjustment to Italy. I'm going to discuss the compensation and benefits for the expert, the exportation and the repatriation cycle, the support practices that I have for the expert, the limitations of study, the suggestions, the methodology, the recommendations, the conclusions, and finally the references. So what is globalization? Well, globalization is the increased level of goods, services, capital, people, and ideas that are shared across international boundaries between two countries. There are three ways that a business can be considered an international business that sells between two countries across the globe. First, it produces goods nationwide and sells nationwide and worldwide. Second, it produces goods in a different country but sells nationwide. Third, it produces goods in a different country and sells nationwide and worldwide. What is Global Mobility Program? Well, the global mobility program. This is the smooth operation of a company and its workforce working in a different country to expand their businesses, to help and grow their business across worldwide. So the company needs to have a clear understanding of global employment law, tax law, immigration and employment laws, and compensation laws. To help figure out these issues, a global mobility partner works best since they work in this field and they already know what to expect when transferring a company from one location to a different location in a different country. The mobile employees can be considered workers who have permanent transfers to another country, working on short-term or long-term assignments for the company. Travel often to the countries they will be working in or do a lot of commuting to those countries so they know what to expect when they have to work on their assignment in a different country. A global mobility strategy is it is a company plan for making the transition smooth for the employees who will be working on an assignment in a different country while visiting or living in the country for any amount of time. The strategy involves a well-written document for cross-border employees to use while during their assignment. This document will be closely linked to your business plan, your corporate mission, and business statement. To create a successful global mobility strategy, you need to ensure that all leaders in the company and global mobility consultants are involved in every step of the planning process. You don't want nothing missed because you want everybody to be on the same page. So key considerations are carefully reviewed, and the workflows are very detailed and what they will be doing day to day. You want to understand the geographic area in which they will be working out of, the duration of the assignment, and developing support practices for employees because it will be a hard thing to adjust to being in a different environment. So there are pros and cons of the global mobility strategy. First, the pros is it is efficient, so it can be under a timeline with minimum problems with minimum problems arising. It is consistent, so each employee who expedites can follow the same process. It is compliant because it follows both home and host regulations and laws. If you have a well-written global mobility strategy in place. Now there are cons to it. The first con is it is long. It is a long process to develop with a lot of changes and recommendations to the strategy. Making sure that the consultants and company leaders are on the same page about everything regarding laws, payroll, etc. And you got to find a time where they can both meet about everything, which can delay the process. And lastly, no two strategies look the same. So every strategy needs to be modified to match the business goals and vision. You simply can't just copy and paste because every company is different. So the case study that I'm going to be doing this project on is a person, a Centos employee named June Santos, who is a service sales representative for Centos, who is an expedite, who has been working for Centos for 10 years in Cincinnati, Ohio. He will be taking a work assignment in Rome, Italy, due to short staffing at the location of Rome that just opened up this year. He will stay there for 2 years to fulfill position needs until they are able to hire local candidates. June Santos is married to Jocelyn Santos, who is a manager at a hotel. June and Jocelyn have 3 children, a son who is 10 years old named Jordell, and 2 daughters at age 8 who is named Yade, and 5 who is named Ellie. June family will be living with him during the assignment in Rome, Italy. The wife will be unemployed during this process to take care of the house and the kids, and the kids will all be in schools. So for what is the thesis statement of Centos? Will June, who is a service sales representative at Centos in Cincinnati, Ohio, be successful as a service sales representative for Centos that has a location in Rome, Italy that opened up this year? The mission statement is we will exceed our customers' expectations to maximize the long-term value of Centos for its shareholders and working partners. That is why they need experienced employees to help develop the location in Rome, Italy. So next I'm going to discuss the job description of a service sales representative. So they are responsible for managing and growing customer accounts, driving a DOT truck on a route servicing customers every week by doing it weekly, bi-weekly, and monthly. They will deliver products. They will deliver products such as uniforms, soft towels, terry towels, bath towels, aprons, dust mops, wet mops, paper product, and hygiene. Anything that will get the other companies to get ready for their business day. SSRs are the face of the company to our customers and must build a solid report sheet with making key decisions, ensuring quality services, and solving customer concerns regarding their account. Growing growing customer accounts by upselling and cross-selling additional products and services will help the employees grow their route. Which will help make them more money. You need to know how to negotiate service agreements, renewals, controlling inventory, and you must work professionally and safe at all times. Next, I'm going to discuss the skills and qualifications that you need in order to be a service sales representative for Centos. All qualified candidates must meet all requirements by the Department of Transportation for driving a vehicle over 10,000 pounds. They must have an active driver license, be at least 21 years old, obtain a DOT medical certification, provide documents regarding previous deployment, the ability to meet physical requirements, a high school diploma, the ability to demonstrate strong customer service. They need to be very self-motivated and a positive attitude, ambition, organization skills, and service spirit, since this is a type of job that you work alone because it's just you and that truck servicing different customers. Um, next, I'm next. The next thing to know about Cintas is they have competitive pay against competitors, such as Aramark and Unifirst, and they're very well known globally compared to their competition. They have a 401k and profit sharing. They have medical, dental, and business insurance packages, disability and life insurance package, paid time off and holiday pay, and a lot of career advancement opportunities for people who come in and work every day and work hard every day and help grow their route. So next, I'm going to discuss the Centos management that will be involved in this global assignment. So Todd Snyder is the CEO of Cintas. He oversees all locations across the globe and will have a heavy focus on the new location in Rome, Italy, since this is the first Cintas that's opening outside of the country. He will have direct communication with Sandra Gassi, who is the Human Resource Director, and June Santos as they help the GM that's in Italy develop the new location that is hired from there to track the progress of the expedite. And Sandra Gassi, the Human Resources Director, is an employee who's been with Cintas for over 8 years. She has been a senior human resource management for 1 year, and she will have direct contact with the expedite every day during the assignment to go over what is needed as expedite helps develop a new location in Rome, Italy. So next I'm going to discuss the relocation process. So they need to determine the transfer and start date, meet with the GM in Italy to go over assignment that will last 2 years. The expedite must secure a proper visa for the travel out of state for himself and his family. Managers must determine the cost and set up relocation packages that the expedite would be receiving. The expedite must choose which location in Rome he wants to live in, and the Cintas manager gives an allowance per month to help pay for rent during his time there. Spouse and children have assistance with job or location, with job or school, if the spouse decides to work. And next I'm going to discuss the culture of Italy. So Rome is located in South Central Europe. The expedite will move from Cincinnati, Ohio to Rome, Italy, at the new Cintas location as a sales representative. Italy is near the Mediterranean Sea. It is a 9-hour flight from Cincinnati, Ohio to Rome, Italy. I'm going to discuss the Italy interesting facts. Italy is one of Europe's youngest cities. It was under a dictatorship for 20 years from 1925 to 1945. It is the first bank was created in Italy. Batteries were invented in Italy. Um, and Pinocchio was first published in Italy newspaper. Next, I'm going to discuss the adjustment to Italy. When a spouse has left her job, housing allowance is approved. The expedite will be able to move to the new location. The expedite will have 2 weeks to get adjusted to everything in the new culture and transfer the kids to their new schools. The they will offer the expedite and his family a list of where you can go grocery shopping, clothes shopping, restaurants, and activities to do in the area while he's there. Um, make it clear that the expedite will be in direct communication with Cintas headquarters every day before you begin the assignment on what to expect and what you need to do. They will set up with a local bank for direct deposit for him. Um, and he will buy furniture or household things you need for the house you will be living in. So how the housing, transportation, and schools will work? The rent for the expedite will in Rome, Italy would be covered by Centos, covering 500 in rent. Centos will cover transportation for the expedite, giving him an allowance of $51.40 per month, which is transferred from the U.S. to 45 euros. Jocelyn will be unemployed during this time to take care of their three kids, Yada, Ellie, and Jodelle. And if she decides to work, then that is allowed, as they talked about it. And the kids will be attending public schools in Rome, Italy. So next, I'm going to discuss the population and language of Italy. As of January 2020, it has a population of 59.6 million people living in their country. Of the 59.6 million people, 48.7 are men and 51.3 are female. The largest percentage of the population live in northwest of Italy, and the largest city by population is Rome with 2.8 million residents, with the smallest percentage of people being in Moderone with a population of just 30 people. The official language in Italy is Italian, which is about 93% of people living there communicate of how they communicate between each other. They can also speak French, German, and Greek. Regardless of how long the stay is, the expert and his family should learn the language of Italian so that they can easily adjust to the new culture they will be in, as this will help eliminate discomfort and anxiety of being in the new country. The Italy main religion is Roman Catholicism, and Rome is where the hub of Roman Catholicism is, and where the Pope resides. Roman Catholics and Christians make up 80% of the population, while Muslims make up only 20%. Next, I'm going to discuss the family and holidays. Italy, the Italians in Italy are very big on family. They have a lot of family gatherings. Children are raised to remain close to their family, and when they become adults, incorporate that into their own children when they have some. Italy celebrates most Christian holidays. They celebrate Christmas on January 6th, which is called Epiphany. Uh, Pasquetta, which is Easter, which they celebrate the Monday after that Sunday by doing a picnic welcoming springtime. On November 1st, they celebrate Saints' Day, which is a religious holiday which celebrates by decorating graves to celebrate the people in their families who passed away who were close to them. Next, I'm going to discuss the food and drinks. Wine, cheese, pasta, and pizza are well known in Italy. For Italians, food isn't just nourishment, but it's about life and bringing family together. Among Americans, pizza and pasta is what they know Italy for, but they have other foods such as fish, potatoes, rice, sausages, pork, and different types of cheese. And in Italy, wine is also a big part of their culture and who they are. At home to some of the most famous vineyards, the oldest traces of Italian wine were discovered in a cave near Sicily, southwest coast. Next, I'm going to discuss the art and architecture. The Italy has different architectural styles such as classic Roman and Baroque. Italy is home to some of the most famous structures in the world, such as the Colosseum and the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Italy is home to many castles such as the Valle de Astoria, Fort Bard, the Varus Castle, and the Ussel Castle. Florence, Venice, and Rome has a lot of famous museums that has art that can be viewed in churches and public buildings. The most famous is the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel that was painted by Michelangelo between 1508 and 1512. The Italy perspective on business is they pay their employees by euros. Italy is known for having family businesses that are small and mid-sized. Larger companies such as Fiat and Benetton are still owned by Italian families. The father is primarily the breadwinner and the head of the household, while the mother is the caretaker of the home and children. Meetings are normally less formal than in countries such as or Russia, Germany or Russia, and Italians view information from outsiders and prefer verbal exchanges with people they know. When doing businesses, personal relationships and trust is vital to be successful in Italy. Since they are so big on family. So how the competition will work for the expedite is he will be paid $60,000 euros, which is translated to about $68,000 from the U.S. The average salary is lower in Italy than it would be in the U.S., but due to heavy taxes being taken out, it will take out more. So the Americans do take home do have more money that they take home due to heavy taxes being involved. The five major benefits that the expedite will have when working for Cintas in Rome, Italy, is Social Security, insurance, holiday leave, annual leave, annual holidays, maternity and parental leave, sickness, and disability leave. First, the Social Security in Italy. The pensions in Italy are operated by INPS and fed by salary-based contribution paid by both the employer and the employee. For any employee who starts working for a company after January 1st of 1996, the amount of salary to be taken into account to calculate pensions is determined by the annual salary. They will have insurance that is taken care of by the INAL, National Institution for Insurance Against Work-Related Accidents. They will have holiday leave. The expediter will have a minimum of 2 weeks of PTO. The 4 week period must be taken at least 2 consecutive weeks during the same year. There are 11 public holidays in Italy, with an additional of 4 days that are used for public holidays, but are not working holidays, and which workers are paid double time. How the maternity and parental leave will work is female employees can work prior for 2 months and 3 months after the baby is born, and depending on the approval of the doctor, the maternity can start 1 month before the planned birth and be done 4 months later. During the maternity leave, the female is entitled to up to 80% of their monthly income. At the end of the maternity leave, the female is allowed to come back to work in the same condition they left in. If the female is severely injured during the paternity leave, the father is entitled to paternity leave during this time. The expedite will also have sickness and disability leave. If the expedite doesn't feel well enough to come into work, they are able to have sick days and up to 5 days while they are in Italy. When the employee feels when they are able to come back to work, they will work in the same position as they left in. How the pensions will work is, as of January of 2011, the Italy government started paying the pensions after 12 months after the Italy employee retires. So next, I'm going to discuss why are expedites needed. Well, it's needed to open up a new location for a company wanting to expand their businesses globally, rather nationally or internationally, to help find new talent for the company to hire in their new location, to gain new knowledge from the employees that are hired on from different countries, to help create more revenue for the company by opening up in different locations around the globe. And they also help improve the organization for a few reasons. First is local market knowledge. Since they are in the new country, they are able to better understand the culture, businesses, practices, and cultural factors. Next, it helps instill company culture, which employees instill company culture and practices that the expedite will help ensure customers get the right service for a consistent amount of time. It helps transfer knowledge. The employees are able to transfer knowledge they obtained from their assignment back to their home country. Lastly, it helps to develop talent for the manager positions. This helps develop skills needed to be successful in the global markets. This helps the experts recognize and understand the diversity of local markets. Now, there are a few barriers to consider, such as having a lack of preparation or relocation process, not finding a home and the amount of time for the expert and his family, the change of social environment, needing to learn a new language. Will June and his family be safe? Don't know what to do in a foreign country outside of working. The cultural shock will be sometimes overwhelming for the expert and his family. Will June and his family be able to make new friends? How will they adjust to a different culture? And lastly, language barriers that may be difficult for him or his family to learn or understand when people are talking to them. The expedite pros and cons is new experiences, potential cost of living, potential access to good healthcare. The cons is potential higher cost of living, language, cultural, and political and economic barriers, potential for double tax for double taxes being taken from the check because it's from the home location and from the host country, and potential challenges of securing the proper visa needed. The expedite cycle is they will go through a honeymoon, a cultural shock, adjustment, and mastery. In the honeymoon stage, this is the beginning of the assignment where everything is new and exciting when you first get there to your new country. The cultural shock is when you are past the assignment of the honeymoon stage. This is where you have difficulties with feeling isolated from everyone, having communication issues, and discomfort with your surroundings around you. You start to miss home where everything is comfortable. Next is the adjustment. This is after a while and doing your assignment, you start to adjust to the environment around you. It may not be all peaches and cream, but you're starting to know what to expect from day to day. This is the time period where you start to reap the rewards that you and your family get from working, from being in the different country. Lastly is the mastery. This is the part where you feel that you mastered every skill that you need in order to be successful on your assignment. So the expert will need a support system, a very strong support system. Uh, as an expert, there are business goals that the leaders of the company have instilled within you. There are job factors that have been known to affect the work outcome, such as what is the role clarity, how much work will they be doing, dealing with any conflicts that their role may face. There needs to be open and direct communication between June and the leaders of Centos, with the CEO of Centos and the human resource director. And this needs to be happening at all times during the work assignment, so that everybody is clear on what to expect. Um, there are key stress factors the that may affect the expedite, such as internal loss of focus, self-esteem issues, so issue after issues after the move, language barriers, lack of cultural intelligence, and having emotional instability due to cultural shock. So what they would do to support the expedite will be they will have a pre-adjustment training by helping June understand the language in Italy, by helping June understand the culture of Rome, Italy. Having the manager at Centos in Cincinnati, Ohio mentor June going into the assignment. The managers can create a realistic job preview to create an environment where June can feel comfortable going into the assignment, utilizing online groups with friends, coworkers, and other family members back home to help him through the assignment process outside of himself and his family. Have his immediate family. Have the managers go over safety guidelines on how to be safe. For example, traveling to work during his time in Rome, Italy. The repeat cycle concerns is career concerns. Are you going to have the same career once you come back from the assignment? Adjustment to work role and environment. How will you adjust coming back? The compensation and status change. What would be your salary coming home? Um, Family adjustment. How will you and your family adjust coming back from a different country of being there for 2 years? How would that work? Your spouse's career. Will your spouse have the same career, or would they work somewhere else when they come back? And the repertoire may be a different person when they come back from the assignment. So make them feel welcome, and the pace in the environment may be different than what they were used to in Italy. So how to welcome them back home? Well, the managers need to arrange a welcome back party for the repertoire once they come once they come back to make them feel welcome after their 2 year assignment. Provide extra needed education for the children once they come back with the repertoire if if they traveled with them. Offer counseling for the offer counseling for the employee coming back once they come back to work so they are comfortable after their long assignment. Provide support groups that deal with the issue of coming back home after being gone for a while. Provide training for the employees so they can adjust back to the work environment that they were used to before the assignment. Offer compensation that is reasonable, and the representative will be able to take care of themselves and their family. You need to have a thus during the assignment you need to have strong support, such as human resources being involved when before the assignment, during the assignment, and once they come back from the assignment. The human resources department needs to be heavily involved to make sure that they have everything that they need and they are comfortable with every step of the process. Uh, when they come back, make sure that the managers help the representatives feel comfortable in the new environment that they are in. So the limitations of study that I had was no experience working or living in Rome, Italy. I only really I only relied on research articles to find information on Rome, Italy. Too broad of suggestions. Limited knowledge on specific research on Rome, Italy. No experience as a general manager for Centos. So I don't know what to expect when you're overlooking a location. Scholarly articles referencing other countries had to connect to this project, which is difficult to find. The suggestion is Cintas should allow more employees to transfer out of the country. More companies should allow willing employees to transfer wherever the company needs them to make the company grow. Cintas should allow the families such as June go with the employees and give them enough income to support the employees as their families are being adjusted to the new environment. Clear and direct communication with everyone involved in the new location. No language barriers between the Cincinnati, Ohio, and Rome, Italy location. So help them get ready for moving to a different country by talking to them in the language that they are going into, so that they can get used to their language. The methodology that I use is I use research scholarly articles. I research Centos current standings and where the organization is heading. I will use my 2 years of experience to help explain the 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 job description, and I use journals on Emerson University. The recommendations that I have is I recommend having a design and implemented program for expedite employees to help them be aware of everything about the change. Have the employee who reach certain performance goals and enjoys traveling be the main employees to be considered for the project overseas, because you want the best employees who work hard every day and also like to travel, and those that have an issue traveling, because those are two key ingredients in order to be successful in your new assignment. Don't consider employees who are considered bad employees or don't reach certain goals for the company, as this will create more issues if they are somewhere else that they are not used to. My conclusion is working overseas can be scary and worrying, but very exciting for employees who are willing to move to do the assignment. More employees should be considered for transferring to different locations outside the U.S., as June was successful in doing so. Well-adjusted employees make a big difference as they know what to expect and what to do. Sometimes need to have a program within the company to help employees adjust to different environment that they will be living in. Since this is after June assignment, because this is the first location that's that outside of that is outside of the country, and they are looking to open up new locations in different countries. These are the references that I use, and that is the end of my project. Thank you so much for listening to my project, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Thank you.